Good evening, volleyball fans. Brian Treadle here, coming from Princeton High School, where we're awaiting the Denfeld Hunters JV against Princeton. Hunters are just finishing their serving warm-ups. Hunters dealing with a little bit of a depleted staff, but lineups look like number 9, Bella Poppenberg, number 10, Noelle Vessel, number 13, Allie Pond, number 16, Story Jones, number 17, Raylyn Pajari, number 18, Alex Johnson, and number 22, Addison Linetto. For the hometown Princeton Tigers, it will go number 5, Maddie Olson, number 6, Maddie Kloss, number 7, Bella Bathke, number 9, Anna Steffen, number 10, Cecilia Patnode, number 14, Maya Franklin, number 15, Kamala Fody, number 16, Amara Addix, number 20, Lacey Paulson, number 21, McKinney Nelson, and number 22, Piper Allen. Loaded staff for the JV of Princeton. About a minute left in warm-ups. Princeton fixing the net. Dealing with the antennas right now. Thank you all that are watching. It is a long drive down to Princeton. I think if the JV is on their game tonight, they can actually match up well with Princeton. Again, with the Hunters, it seems to be not letting those one mistakes turn into 2, 3, or 4, and also making sure that they are setting up the system to get the points so they can take swings, and then also points off of their serve. Starting lineup will be Treadle, Vessel, Linetto, Jones, Johnson, and Poppenberg. Pond will come in on the libero switch. Looks kind of odd that looks like there's just one referee set to work this contest. It does sound like they are there's a bit of confusion here at Princeton because while Denfeld was starting to come into the gym, Chicago Lakes came in looking to play a JV game and varsity game. Yeah, against Princeton. So Chisago Lakes is now in the other gym. So I do think there's a bit of a split squad here at Princeton. That is probably why there is only one referee, because the other one is probably doing the JV game in the other gym. Took me a little bit, but I figured it out. Just followed the crumbs. All right, so we're going to have no down referee, just one up referee. Princeton will start off with the serve. Stefan with the serve for Princeton. Steps in, right-handed serve. Dug out by Pond, over to Treadle. Linetto gets it over the block. Here, Princeton takes a swing. That's going to be out and deep. Point Hunters. Hunters up 1-0. Treadle steps in for the serve. Serve down to the center. Princeton sets it up, takes a swing, goes cross court, side out Princeton. Score tied at 1. Vessel, pass over to Treadle. Treadle back to Vessel. Deep swing and out. Point Tigers. Pond over to Treadle. Jones takes a swing. That's going to be out and long and out. Out and long and out. All right. Hunter's setting up the system, but not able to go and get a kill off of it. Overpass by Vessel, but Princeton puts it in the net. Side out Hunters. Hunters down 2-3. Vessel stands back to wait as Treadle ties her shoe. Vessel, hard serve. That's going to be an overpass into the net. Point Hunters. Score tied now at 3. Vessel, serve in the middle. Princeton hits it. Vessel, over to Treadle. Linetto swings, puts it down, in for the kill. Hunters get a point off the serve. Vessel with the hard serve again. Overpass. Treadle. Jones. Linetto pushes it over. Here Princeton sets it up. They push it over the block. Pass to Treadle. Johnson rolls it over. Here Princeton sets it up. They push it back. Vessel gets around on it. Jones takes a swing, but that's going to be outside out Princeton. Hunters need to capitalize when they're able to set up the system, able to take swings. And here comes a service ace by Princeton. Kloss for Princeton with the service ace. Here's Kloss with the serve again. Pond over to Treadle. Treadle ran into Linetto and was not able to get over there. Tigers now up by 2, 6-4. Johnson over to Jones. Linetto just bumps it over, but no one goes and takes control for Princeton, and there's their first drop ball. Addison Linetto steps in, right-handed serve, drops it in the center. Princeton scrambling a bit, and off Treadles deflects back, but that is a point for the Tigers. Side out Tigers. Maddie Olson to step in for Princeton. Right-handed serve, Vessel. Pass over to Treadle. Johnson just bumps it over. Tight to the net. And that's past the antenna and out. Side out Hunters. Hunters down 6-7. Story Jones with the serve. Hard serve, back row. Princeton goes in. Treadle over to Johnson. Treadle takes a swing, and that's a kill for Treadle. Sometimes the setter's got to have fun too. Getting in with a kill. Princeton sets it up. Vessel digs it out. Overpass. And Princeton, for the second time, had the overpass, and they put it into the net. Story Jones with the serve again. Low serve. There's a service ace. Hunters now up 9-7. Hunters needed fire up. They got the lead. Deep swing by Princeton is out. Hunters now up 10-7. We have a timeout for Princeton. Hunters are smiling, but still not really much into the game. Come on, girls, get excited. You're up by 3 in Princeton. One of the tougher opponents you're going to see all year. Speaking of tough opponents, the varsity will play after this at 7 o'clock. Looking to take on Princeton. Princeton, highly rated in the state, has been just walking through teams. It'll be quite a test for the Hunters, but let's see if they can put together a bunch of good sets like they have been able. Or you can see one set here, one set there. Let's see if they can put together 3 really good sets. So back to the JV game here. Jones with the service error gives it back to the Tigers. First service error by the Hunters tonight. Princeton looks to serve here. Franklin steps in. Vessel, pass over to Treadle. Treadle over to Johnson. Johnson pushes it over the block, but pushes it good enough that it drops down for a point. Alex Johnson stepping in to serve. The serve drops in towards the middle. Princeton sets it up. They go cross court, and that's out. Princeton, I've noticed now, is a couple of times went and set it up for the spike on the far side and then just goes wide cross court. There's another service error for Denfeld. That's number 2 on the evening. Jones, pass over to Vessel. Vessel over to Treadle. And hammered down by Kloss for Princeton. No one went up to block it, and she had just hammered it down. Jones, Johnson. Treadle just sends over the 3 ball. Here Princeton's able to set up the operation, takes a swing. Into the net was Poppenberg. Point Tigers. Hunters now only up by 1, 12-11. Jones overpass, and it drops down. No one decides to play that for Princeton. That's their 3rd drop ball of the evening. Bella Poppenberg with the serve, right-handed serve, drops it down. Princeton scrambling a bit, back row attack. Poppenberg puts it over. Overpass. Princeton able to take the kill on that. Hunters getting a little sloppy on their passing right now, but still up by 1, 13-12. Both teams making some changes. Stefan to serve for Princeton. Pass off by Jones. Vessel can't track it down. Score tied now at 13. Jones overpass. That's down for Princeton. Hunters now up 14-13. Treadle will step in to serve. Right-handed hard serve. And that's going to go up. That's a service ace for Treadle. Treadle sets up in the center. Right-handed serve, hard one again. Princeton tight to the net. And they're unable to get it over. Side out Princeton. Hunters got to go and capitalize when they get the serve. Pond has it deflect off her arm. That ball would have probably been out. So now we're tied at 15. Hunters looking for a side out. Pond tight to the net. Point for Princeton. Princeton now up 16-15. Pond, Johnson, just over the net, and that's going to be just enough to throw Princeton off. Side out, tied at 16 now. Vessel with the serve, deep serve. Princeton's got it set up deep. They take a swing. Vessel, pass over to Treadle. Jones takes a swing off the block. Princeton sets it up. Here comes the set. The spike off the Johnson block and down and in. Side out Tigers. Kloss with the serve. That's a service ace for Kloss. Tigers now up by 2. Hunters need to liven up a bit. Pond overpass. Pond digs it out, puts it right over. And the kill for Allen. Tigers up 19-16. Hunters need a side out badly here. Kloss to serve for Princeton. Vessel, overpass, set it up. Somebody's got to put it over in the 3-ball. Pond does that. Johnson, Treadle. Johnson take a swing, far back corner. Princeton digs it out. They set it up. That's going to be out. Pond lets it go over. Side out, so Linetto will take over. Linetto drops it in for an ace. Hunters now down by 1. 19-18. Linetto steps in, deep serve, and Princeton having trouble with her serve. Vessel, pass over to Treadle. Treadle tips it over, doesn't set up the rotation. Tips it over. Linetto overpass. Princeton able to set it up. They take a swing. Vessel digs it out. Treadle. Johnson just puts over the 3-ball, does not take a swing. Off the block, Treadle digs it out. Jones puts it in the net. Poppenberg, doesn't quite get it over. If that ball goes over, they would have went and caught Princeton off guard because they were already starting to celebrate the point. So Tigers up by 2, 20-18. Pond, pass over to Treadle. Treadle goes out. Vessel puts over the 3-ball. Tight pass. Johnson puts it over. Poppenberg drops it in for the kill. A couple of overpasses where the Hunters took advantage for. They're now down by 1. The service error by Jones gives the ball back to the Tigers and a 2-point lead. Tigers up 21-19. We have a rotation violation on Princeton. Gives the ball back to the Hunters. Johnson will step in to serve. Hunters down by 1. 21-20. Alex Johnson, deep serve. Princeton sets it up. Here comes the swing. That's going to be down. Point Hunters. It's all tied at 21. Alex Johnson with the swing again. Deep serve. Tight. Vessel goes and hammers it down. But Princeton digs it out. Jones. Treadle. Poppenberg gets it over the block and in. Hunters now up by 1. (22-21). Hunters up by 1. Alex Johnson steps in. Hard serve. Princeton sets it up. They take a swing. That might have been out. Pass. No one goes after it. Denfeld having their first drop ball goes and cost them the lead, and now it's 22-22. Service ace for Princeton. They're up 23-22. Hunter's sinking a little bit. Hopefully they build up some confidence here and get a good pass. Jones, overpass goes to Princeton. Princeton sets it up. And that is into the, double hit by Princeton. So side out, Hunters. Score tied at 23. Poppenberg steps into serve. Down to the right. That's a service ace for Poppenberg. Hunters now at set point 24-23. Poppenberg, another serve, tight to the net. Oh, sets it up. Linetto gets it over. They dig it out. They take a swing. Down. That's a side out. It's tied at 24. Hunter's so close to finishing that one out. Hunters will need a side out here. Side out will give them set point again on their serve. Jones. Pass over, goes out. Now it's a set point for the Tigers. Need a side out. Jones, pass over to Treadle. Vessel takes a swing. That's a deep swing. Here Princeton sets it up. They just put over the 3-ball. Jones. And that is set point for Princeton. They will take that one 26-24. Hunters were in that game the whole time. The difference on the really from a standpoint of stats, the Hunters had 3 service errors. Princeton had none. So there's your difference in the game right there, is the 3 service errors by Denfeld in the first set. Essentially gives Princeton the victory. Got 3 minutes in between the sets. During this time, we'll thank Johnson Carpet One from West Duluth for helping us with some of the equipment to help broadcast this game. Hunters also need to go and not get down on themselves when things happen. Could see the girls' confidence drop when there was some mistakes. Mistakes will happen. Got to flush it and move on. So let's hope the Hunters flush that first set and take set number 2. Hunters break the huddle. Second set is going to start with Treadle, Poppenberg, Johnson. Pond will come in for Poppenberg on the libero switch. Vessel, Linetto, and Jones. Treadle will step in to serve right away for the Hunters. Referee takes his place on the stand and calls into play. Here Treadle, right-handed serve, hard serve, dug out by Princeton. They have to send over the 3-ball. And Johnson lets it go, and that drops in. So side out for the Tigers. They're up 1-0. Here in the second set, Tigers took the first set, 26-24. Pond has it deflect off her arms, down for the service ace. Tigers up 2-0 in this second set. Hard serve, another service ace. Now they're going after Pond, who's having a little trouble, but we needed a service error from Princeton, and that gives a side out. So Vessel will step in to serve. Hunters down 3-1. Vessel, deep serve, just got out of the way. Vessel digs it out. And Denfeld can't dig that pass out, and another drop ball for the Hunters in this set. Pond, Treadle. Pond pushes it over. Linetto. Jones tried to take a swing at it, but was too tall for her. Hunters down 5-1. Pond, Johnson. Pond gets it over. Everybody resets. Princeton sets it up. They put it into the net. Side out Hunters. Linetto comes in to serve with the Hunters down by 3, 5-2. Linetto service error for the Hunters, their first of the set. Hunters have to go and capitalize more with taking errors from Princeton and using them. Pond passes over to Treadle. Johnson kind of flips it over. Princeton running a bit are going to send a 3-ball. Jones has the pass go into the crowd. That's a souvenir. Pond has it go off her head. She was going to jump up and then so Pond passes it over. Here Johnson sets it up. And that one's down for the Tigers. Tigers up 9-2. This week I was thinking of like coming up with the top highlights for the teams and compiling a video. That one might be a not top 10, but there comes a side out for the Hunters. Raylan Pajari will step in to serve for Story Jones. Here's the serve. Takes it down the far side. They send over the 3-ball. They're able to set out. Jari, Poppenberg hits it through, and nets down for the kill. Hunters down 4-9. Jari delivers it. They tip it over. Unable to dig that out was Ray Lynn. Side out Tigers. Tigers up 10-4. Olsen to step in for the Tigers. Vessel, Poppenberg, and no one goes after that one. That is drop ball number 3 for the Hunters, who look lost in this second set. Tigers, Pond, Raylan Treadle takes a swing. That is off the tip. Point Hunters, side out. Treadle gets the kill. Alex Johnson steps in to serve. Service error. That is service error number 2 for the Hunters. Hunters get a side out, and then they give it right back, and that's the way this set is going. They have gotten no points off of their serve so far. Confusion with the lineup. So girls in confusion, not knowing where they should be. Here comes the set. Irelian Vessel just gets it over the tape. That's going to be tight to the net. Vessel. Jari gets it over. Treadle goes cross court, dumps it over. Johnson. Hoppenberg gets it blocked. Treadle digs it out. Jari goes and plays it. Here, Princeton sets it up and gets the kill. Tigers up 13-5. Vessel digs it out. Jari set. Treadle has to go and bump it over to get the 3 ball. And Poppenberg's into the net. Side out Hunters. Hunters need to figure it out because Princeton had taken the first set 26-24. Close game. This one is not close at all. Hunters having a problem on this second set. Coach Maria made some simple adjustments, moving some girls from setter to hitter, and that's only 2 spots, and hate to say it, the whole team looks lost. All right, Hunters down 15-5. Need to go and get a side out here. Franklin with the serve, soft serve. Johnson, Treadle. Johnson pushes it over. You'd like to see a back row attack from her right there. But Johnson digs it out. Hunters unable to get into the system. Franklin with the serve. Vessel. Jari. Pond into the net. From the service error by Princeton. Let's see if the Hunters can use that. Poppenberg serve, nice hard serve, tight to the net. Poppenberg digs it out. And off the antenna and out. Essentially another drop ball by Denfeld, which is number 5 on errors for that. They have 2 service errors. Johnson, Jari, Pond. That's off of the antenna. Point Hunters, side out. Treadle will step in to serve, down by 11. Deep serve, service error by the Hunters. That's number 3 for the set. Out of the 19 points the Tigers have had, 8 of them have been just on simple errors of drop balls or service errors. And Princeton just wants to keep us playing a little bit longer. That's their third service error. Vessel with the hard serve. And Point Hunters. Only 10 more of those. Vessel delivers a deep serve. That's service error number 4 for the Hunters. Tigers up 20-9. Johnson handles the serve, but puts it out on the other side on the overpass. Service ace for the Tigers, give them a 21-9 lead. Princeton with the serve. Vessel. Jones. Pond puts it over. Down the line. And Princeton can't handle it. Side out Hunters. Pond comes out of the game. Poppenberg into the game. Linetto with the serve. Drops it in the center. Princeton sets it up and hammers it down for the kill. Side out Princeton. Princeton up 22-10. Klaus steps in for the serve. Pond. Pass over to Treadle. Alex Johnson hits it deep and out. Tigers up 23-10. Pond. Jones. Treadle bumps it over. That's out. Set point for the Tigers. Tigers up 24-10. Tigers took the first set 26-14. And that's out. That is it for that. 25-10. Princeton takes the second set. Took the first set. Looks like they're going to do another set, which we'll stay on the air for. Looks like they are going to, the referee's staying with it. They're going to just do the game. Good work for the girls to go and step in and have another set. So we're waiting on the third set. They're kind of doing a for funds third set because Princeton took the first set 26-24. They won the second set 25-10 over the Hunters. Hunters in that second set had 4 service errors, 5 drop balls. All right. Looks like we are going to have Jari will step in for the serve. Hard serve. Here Princeton sets it up, takes a swing. That's down and in. Point Tigers. Tigers up 1-0. We'll see how far they play, if they're going to play it this out. Service ace for the Tigers, up 2-0. Pond, pass over to Jari. Jones, worried about the block, doesn't even get it over the net. Just about creeping over. Pond, pass off towards the stand. Service ace for the Tigers. Tigers up 4-0. Johnson, Jari into the net. Point Tigers. Vessel, Pond. Ball doesn't get over in 3. Denfeld's first drop ball. Princeton, Vessel, Jari, Linetto takes a swing, but that's going to be out. Point Tigers. Tigers up 7-0. Here's the serve. Pond. Drops in after no one went after the pass. Vessel. Pass is going out. Tigers up 9-0. Tigers with the serve. Vessel. Jari. Linetto takes a swing, gets it over. The overpass, Linetto gets into the net. Point Tigers. Tigers up 10-0. Pond. Johnson. Pond bumps it over. Here, Princeton sets it up. They take a swing, and that is out. Side out Hunters. Hunters with a point on the board. They're down 10-1. Looking for some delivery from Vessel. Vessel has a service there. Gives the ball back to the Tigers. Tigers up 11-1. Johnson, Pond, unable to really get underneath. It was Pond. Tigers up 12-1. Vessel, pass over to Jari. Tight to the net, but bumps it in. Tigers up 13-1. Hunters need a side out here. And our service error will take that. Anywhere you can get a side out. Now, the Nettos had some luck with their serve, with a couple of service ace already tonight. Set over, take a swing. Vessel, Jari, Johnson just pushes it over. That's a double contact. That's going to be point Hunters. Hunters down 3-13. Netto, shorter serve. Princeton gets in it. They bump it over. Vessel digs it out, just puts it over. Here, Princeton sets up the rotation, and that's into the net. Point Hunters. Netto's been the one to get points off of her serve. Hunters down 4-13. Netto deep serve. Set it up. Johnson. Jari. Jones down the line, and that's out. Tigers up 14-4. Service error by the Tigers, give the ball back to the Hunters. Jones with a hard serve. Point Hunters. Hunters able to get another point off of their serve. Jones deep serve and in. Service ace by Jones. Hunters down 7-14. Another hard serve by Jones. Princeton sets it up, delivers it. Vessel tight to the net. The overpass and the kill from Princeton. And that's it. Princeton takes the third set, 15-7. As they will, teams will shake hands. About a half hour away from game time between the varsity teams, between Princeton and your Denfeld Hunters. We will come back on the air for starting lineups, probably about 10-7. We look forward to seeing everybody there. Thank you for watching.